Welcome back to In the Street Trades, where we give a blue-collar view of a white-collar world. My name is Rob. Today, we're going to be talking, getting a little bit away from actual stocks themselves and talking a little bit more about cryptocurrency. And I really want to do this piece because of everything that's happened with one individual one as of recent, which is Doge. Now, the whole sector's on fire right now. I mean, if you look at Bitcoin, it's making its rebounding comeback. And you look at Ethereum, which is absolutely on fire lately. But there's this one little guy there that is always making its way in the news. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that, and that's Dogecoin. Now, let's talk a little bit about what exactly Dogecoin is, okay? Yeah, it's a cryptocurrency, but it was originally created as like a joke, like a lighthearted joke amongst like crypto developers and enthusiasts like early on. So back in 2013, there was these two software engineers. One of them was from Australia, Jackson Palmer, and one of the guys from the U.S., Billy Marcus. They decide as originally it was a joke by Jackson Palmer to like, hey, why don't we actually do this? Let's move forward with this. Let's give it a shot. And I want to say December 8th, maybe 2013, Dogecoin was officially available, like on the market. So it's been around for, going on a decade now. One of the longer standing cryptocurrencies, just one you never really heard about until this past year or so. Now, back in 2013, there was a meme with that particular type of dog on it, the Shiba Inu, or however you say it, and it just simply said Doge, D-O-G-E, a joke within itself of like the misspelling, but that's what they ended up naming it, and that was the look of the coin. And like Doge as a community is different than like any other crypto or stock or anything. There's just so much in this community, so much positivity, so much like everybody's just super nice. It's one of the wildest things I've ever seen, especially like you go online and you talk about within the actual Doge community. But they always they take the irony and the humor behind the idea and the development of what it was originally, and kind of run with it. They they started doing, like, they had people who were part of the community decide, like back in right when it launched or so, right around that they were going to try to do a fundraiser to send a dog sleigh team, a Jamaican dog sleigh team, to the Olympics. They were also raising funds to either do that or sponsor a NASCAR driver, just to have that dog's face like everywhere. They've done water well developments in Kenya. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that the community itself has reached, and it's very, very interesting. So, unlike the others, so it's kind of cool to see it's getting its little footing. Now, it's been dubbed the people's crypto by the man you see right there, Elon Musk, and it's kind of neat that it has that indicator now, because it really is, it's still super affordable. Now, like I said, it started as a joke, but like at this point, it's anything but. It really is. I mean, in the past 6 months, it's grown nearly 15,000%. Last time I checked, it was hovering almost around 41 cents. So, a month ago, this thing was at 5 cents. It's pretty incredible. It's become the 5th largest cryptocurrency on the market. It's got celebrity backings. Obviously, Elon Musk calls himself the Doge father. His tweets alone have shown impact within the price of Doge. He will be hosting Saturday Night Live this coming Saturday on the 8th, and he had tweeted out a tweet that just said simply, the Doge father, SNL 5/8 or May 8th. So, and immediately people started going crazy for it. But you have other backers. Mark Cuban, Snoop Dogg calls himself Snoop Doge. What's his name from Kiss? He's a pretty big fan of it. But regardless, it's actually starting to get some actual fiscal footing, which is unique, or not unique. It's needed, especially for the fact that it's growing at the pace it's growing. But if it wants to truly be known as the people's crypto, it needs to have valid and easy functions and widespreading functions. Like, you need to be able to use this payment. And one of the interesting ones is Mark Cuban. He owns the Dallas Mavericks. Well, the Dallas Mavs merchandise shops within their facilities started accepting Doge as a form of payment. And they have done $122,000 worth of Doge transactions. And he said in his tweet, he's like, I'm not getting rid of this. This is this is something he's hanging on to. So, but it's just interesting to see, especially like someone with that much reach immediately backing it. Now, everyone's like, we love Doge, but what actually is Doge? Okay, so it's a cryptocurrency that runs on blockchain technology. All right, so it's distributed, secure, it's distributed, secure digital ledger that stores all transactions made using decentralized currency. All holders carry an identical copy of Dogecoin blockchain ledger. So, essentially, two agreements of a transaction agreeing that this is valued. We're valuing this product for the equitable amount of money. So, identifying it as money without all the banking prices that go in with that. Now, Dogecoin may be used for payments and purchases. The challenge lies in the value, since there is no lifetime cap on the number of Dogecoins now that can be mined. Now, miners are rewarded for mining Dogecoin, and each year I think like 5 billion's been added. So it's an inflationary currency, whereas a Bitcoin does have a lifetime cap of like 21 million, 21.5 million, something like that, which means there's none more produced. So it's a deflationary thing. There's a good and a bad argument for that. Okay. So the bad is like, well, if there's no cap, what's to say that the value will forever like just diminish, because you're just going to keep making more and more and more and more. The argument for not having it is a lot of, just like any currency, or you got to account for things getting lost. Yeah, even cryptocurrency gets lost. So this is to balance those things. They want to keep it around 100 to 130 billion, and with those measures in place, that's what this does. Whereas you have other cryptos out there with the caps, certainly their value will be through the roof, but they won't have the function, I think, or the ease of function that a Doge will have. Now, miners are people who use computers to solve complex mathematical equations in order to process transactions and record them on Dogecoin blockchain. So their reward for doing these complex transactions and equations and using the power of their PCs to do it is they get rewarded Doge as a compensation. So Doge versus Bitcoin, I touched on this a little bit. It's 10 times quicker and easier for miners to complete the equations that process and record Doge transactions. Which is why it is it's a little bit more functional for quicker, smaller purchases, because it doesn't take nearly as long. Plus, when you have those transactions take longer, the fees to do so, the transaction fees, tend to be higher because they are more complex. Where Bitcoin transaction ranges like around 30 all the way up to like $60. A Doge transaction is cents on the dollar compared to that. Now, Doge is more in lines of what like Bitcoin Cash or Litecoin would be. So if you don't know much about crypto and you're trying to compare like Doge and Bitcoin, like I've heard some people do, that's a moot point. So yeah, we talked about the lifetime cap. Now, what companies currently accepted? I told you about the Dallas Mav shops. There's a couple high-end luxury things out there that just started. Like there's a Texas luxury vehicle dealership called Post Oak. They accept it. Kessler Collection, which is a hotel group in the U.S., a smaller one, but they accepted it. But just this past week, Newegg.com has confirmed that they will accept Doge as a form of payment. Now, that's a big deal. I mean, that company does $500 million in revenue a year. So it's getting a little bit more validity and footing now that you have a company like that saying, okay, I'm on board. You know, let's take this dog to space. You know, it's fantastic. If you guys have the opportunity, if you don't know a lot about crypto, you know, I say keep looking into it. I hope you got something out of this video. But it's going to be an interesting watch, especially leading up to this weekend to see what happens, particularly with, Elon hosting Saturday Night Live, to see if there would be a little bit more explosiveness coming out of that. If you guys got anything out of this video or you made it to the end, I really do appreciate it. I love doing the channel. If you have any ideas or like a specific stock or a currency or a security, any sort of security that you want deep dive and looked into, comment below. I would love to look into them. I do take quite a bit of time to research this stuff, and I'm always looking for more ideas outside the box. Everybody has their specific ones they look at, but I would love to hear from you guys. So thanks again, and I appreciate the watch.